we don't know anything. We're just monkeys trying to understand something. Come along with us and maybe we'll still know nothing. We're the honest honkies.
Good morning, good welcome, and we're joined with Josiah. Oh shoot,
JJ.
I already doxed him.
JJ.
Can't have this on my record.
I like how you introduce the guest before your co-host. That's interesting.
You don't ever introduce a co-host.
Yeah, you're right. Y'all should know who I am.
Did Hitler ever introduce Mussolini? Not one time.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there.
What's going on, dude? Cows are farting. They're tearing the ozone layer. Russia's probably going to win. What else is going on?
In the news?
No, just with general life.
Somebody set himself on
My
fire.
finances aren't doing that well.
How are you going to ask me a question and then interrupt my answer? That's crazy.
Well,
Your finances aren't doing well?
I don't know.
Let's talk about that, huh? Tell everybody your financial situation right
No,
now.
I'm not going to do that. Live on air.
I was saying somebody lit themselves on fire in front of the White House. Did you hear about that?
I saw something about that.
Yeah. It was a guy.
Did they follow through?
What?
I mean,
Did they follow through?
They lit themselves on fire. Is that what you mean?
Did they follow through?
Are they alive?
Did they become ash?
Oh yeah, they died.
Because imagine how stupid it is to light yourself on fire and then put yourself out. That's even stupider.
Well, from what I heard, he was a member of the military. He's in the Air Force.
Ooh.
So he was a little weird.
I take back what I said.
Air Force people. No, he had every intention of dying, from what I heard, because he gave.
Did they shoot him?
No, he gave all his friends his stuff. Apparently, he gave one of his buddies 12 cases of root beer that he had in his fridge, which is
that's how you know your buddy's
that's
going
a little
down?
psychotic.
If your bro ever gives you 12 cases of root beer, check on him.
Yeah. Yeah. How were no questions raised when he received that root beer?
Bro, imagine getting 12 cases of Barks.
Root beer.
And just thinking your bro's
No, dude,
good.
he's got to have mug.
True.
Yeah.
What's that other one? A&W?
Yeah.
That one slaps.
Apparently, that's originally a burger place.
Yeah, I've had it. They got a nice A&W place over at the Great Wolf Lodge.
It's nice.
They got good fries.
Come on.
Some of the best fries that I've ever had.
Have you ever been there, JJ?
No. I don't even know where you're talking about.
Oh, well.
It went from root beer to burgers really quick.
Yeah. I always thought it was a root beer company, A&W, but it's apparently a burger place.
African and whites. But in other news, I just am happy to be having a conversation with you guys today, to be back on the Honest Honkies podcast, because
It's a sad day.
we don't get to have a lot of conversations
It's a sad day, bro.
in our everyday lives.
It's our last cast.
It is our last cast. We made it to episode 20, and
We told y'all we'll be 20 episodes, and here we are. Time flies, man.
so if you guys want to see this podcast keep going, let us know. If not, we will.
Are we going to commit to 20 podcasts? And it's up to you guys. All right. Yeah, if you guys send us enough money, we'll probably keep it going, you know.
How much money do I need to send?
Patreon subscription.
Every episode after this one's $100.
It's kind of steep.
I'm pretty sure you can set it up to every time you release an episode, they get charged.
Why didn't you do that, bro?
Freaking idiot.
You're in charge of the Patreon.
Bro, I said it's a dollar sign up and we pump out 50 videos.
55-minute clips of each video.
Yeah,
50 part.
Each one, I'm just like, I know.
It's a monopoly.
You just do a YouTube short every time.
Yeah, we need to start talking about more short things, you know, for those shorts.
No, dude, this is the beauty of a long form conversation is you get to talk about a lot of things and never get anywhere.
True. Where have we gotten in 20 episodes? We got anywhere? As a listener, JJ, have we gotten anywhere?
Have we ever come to one decision?
Well, I don't think
The quiver in his lips.
Quiver. Ooh.
I think I've learned a couple things as a listener.
What do you think the honks have helped you
Take
learn?
it easy on us.
I've learned a lot about
Autism.
I don't think I've learned enough about autism yet. I think we need to talk more about that.
I got something.
I've learned a little bit more about eating dogs.
Let's go. Are you for or against? Will you?
If I needed to.
Well, okay. I don't think I've asked
Shane
this.
won't.
I don't think I've asked this before. What is the first dog you would eat? And we're talking speci. And the last dog you would eat, speci.
I don't know.
Species.
Any dogs that I would.
They all look kind of tasty though.
The bigger ones would probably be better, and the smaller ones.
The
probably
last
worse.
dog I would eat, German Shepherd.
Not even a husky, your own dog.
But a German Shepherd, like you just look into its eyes, and he's like such a bro.
Eat your dog before you'd eat a German Shepherd.
Yeah, because huskies are kind of
Goofy.
They've been in the cold too long. You know,
If they mush enough, they got big beefy legs though.
my dog does
Some good dark meat.
He got a canister behind him. What's the first dog you would eat, Josiah?
He said he didn't know.
Think about it.
I just don't know about dog species. I would pick a big dog.
Big
Any
one,
big
okay.
dog.
You're going for protein.
But yeah, if I'm gonna eat a dog, it's because I have to. So it's gonna be a big dog.
That's
Mhm.
funny because I was thinking small dog. I was thinking the first dog I'd eat would be like a Chihuahua because I just
What?
I wouldn't feel bad about it at all.
Okay. If you're in a life and death situation, you eat a Chihuahua. It's like you're eating it for pleasure.
No, not
It's like an appetizer.
Not
for
life
your
or
main
death.
course.
Not life or death. I'm just saying like.
Why
you know,
Chihuahua?
which one do you feel the worst about eating, and the one you just feel like.
Like someone says you have to eat a dog, here's all of them, pick one.
Yeah, like if I saw a Cocker Spaniel, dude, I'm Cocker eating it.
Would a Chihuahua taste like a taco?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. At least
That's how they
we
make-
agree on one thing.
That's how they make fajita meat, dude. They just
Chihuahua meat.
mark down a couple Chihuahuas.
Oh goodness.
Chihuahua.
Mm.
How does the Chihuahua make a W sound? Never thought about that.
Actually pronounced Chihuahua.
I don't think that's true.
No, fact
Beverly
check it,
Hills.
Daniel.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua. But none of y'all. Did you say it first?
Huh?
Did you say it first? The dog.
Oh,
First dog you eat?
I would eat a big dog. The biggest dog. What's the biggest dog?
Yeah, well, come on. Let's. We got intense listeners out there, and they want to know specifics. Are you eating a Great Dane? Are you eating a big Appalachian Mountain Dog? Blackmouth Cur? Great Pyrenees?
Yeah, that one. That one's pretty big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll eat that one.
Got a lot of fur to get through.
I'm not eating the fur.
I know, but just to get in there.
I mean, you gotta do that for me.
No, dude. You know, the easiest would just be one of those Sphinx cats, because they're ready for the grill.
That's a cat. I'm not eating a cat.
But they're ready, you know, if they had a dog like that.
Wait, you're not.
How do they have Sphinx?
Wait, is this because you like cats or because
No, I hate
of
cats.
the
I despise cats.
How do they have Sphinx cats but no Sphinx dogs? How'd that happen?
Sphinx.
You know
Sphinx,
that
Sphinx or Sphinx?
I think it's Sphinx.
It's
Sphincter.
Sphinx.
I'm talking about the hairless ones. You know what I'm talking about?
The
Lady and the
little
Tramp
tall cats.
ones?
The ones that look like a ball sack.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about it? Ew, that's like rubbery.
There's no dogs like that. Why is there no hairless dogs?
Oh, there is. I've seen it.
Hold on.
I've seen one.
Consult.
Naturally hairless.
Give it a goog, dude.
Not like the poodles that they shave all
Well,
hair off.
there's no naturally hairless cats. Is that actually Sphinx is a naturally hairless cat?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I mean, it's got like a little bit of fuzz, but it doesn't grow out.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm eating this one first. American Hairless Terrier. That one
Dude.
sounds engineered.
I'm pretty sure all dogs are engineered nowadays.
Ooh.
Dude, the YouTube video probably shows
Bro, this dog.
the weirdest thing. Like what you're doing right now.
I'm disappearing behind into the. This is what it looks like behind the Wizard
You're
of
getting
Oz
your
curtain.
information out of my floor.
Dude, this dog that. What dog has. Or what breed of dog has no hair? Google says Oxalozacutuli. Oxalozacutuli.
Oh, the Oxalocutula.
Yeah. Oxalozacutuli.
Oxalocutula.
How would you say that? Just like.
Native translator over here.
Queetly. Oh, Queet. Oh.
That probably makes us easy.
Probably translates to
Zolo-
Sphinx dog.
Xoloitzcuintli is a hairless dog breed from Mexico.
Of
They
course.
can be
It's a
both
chihuahua.
coated.
It's a chihuahua.
It's just a chihuahua.
They can be both coated and hairless and come in 3 sizes: toy, miniature, and standard. That's nice to know. And this dog got some ears on him. Golly.
You can always get back to eating dogs, dude.
5
I feel like we had to.
You ever
at
just...
some point.
Had to finish it with the.
Yeah.
I was at the
Wow.
bookstore looking at those like photo books that
Yeah.
photographers put out,
The best books.
and there's a
Ones you can't
ton
read.
of dog ones. Like there's a lot of just like man's best friend or dogs in water, like underwater dogs.
Yeah, dogs in Target.
Probably a good quarter of the books. It was like land photography, nature,
Yeah.
dogs, portraits, and then that's it.
Dog.
Dude, Xoloitzcuintli is kind of hot.
Whoa.
That's a good looking dog.
Dude, that
low-key.
dog's been
And
on
it-
a mewing streak. Look at his jawline.
And it's Timothy Chalamet, dude. It looks just like him.
It does not.
That looks just like Willy Wonka.
No, that looks like John Hamm.
I don't even know who that is, but it's such a good name. Bro, I kind of want one. And it doesn't shed?
That'd be nice to
It
have.
looks like it eats you though, so I don't know if that's.
It looks like a sphinx, dude.
I'm about to get me a Xoloitzcuintli. You know, what brought us, because you're talking about a lot of dog books, what brought us to animal calendars?
The raising up with pets instead of children, for sure. Because you know how you used to have like, not calendars of your kids, but people used to carry pictures of their kids in their wallets. Like people don't do that anymore.
Here, picture of their kids.
But
Plus, they
now
got
that-
wallpaper, right? On their
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah, that's probably the new equivalent.
You think the wallpaper just really made people less important? The digital wallpaper? Because, like, imagine how hard it is to get a little, back in the day, get a photo that small to put in your wallet. You gotta, like, really like that thing.
Yeah.
But now
I mean,
you
they're
just,
cheap to make too.
yeah, but now you just throw it up, digital. Have a wallpaper for a week.
What's y'all's wallpaper? I'm curious. Oh wait, I know what the size is, and I was gonna ask you about that. You're just a crane,
I think,
right?
Bro's got a herring?
Yeah, mine's a crane. It's just a picture I took that I liked,
Okay, nice.
and that's the only reason.
What is yours?
I had my brother for a while, from me and my brother from his wedding.
That was
day.
us. It's a Polaroid of us at your
Sick.
birthday thing
That's nice.
with your dogs out, dude. I look at your feet every day. It freaks me out.
Dude, how do you guys feel about somebody with, for me, this is the weirdest thing possible. Putting yourself as the main image on your phone is wild. As a wallpaper?
Like just you, not with other people.
Yeah. Like just a picture of you. Y'all feel like,
I don't know. It feels like the same as posting a picture of yourself on your Instagram. People do that all the time, and then people freak out, and it's their wallpaper. I don't have a problem
No,
with it.
it's a little bit different.
I don't have a problem with
It's
it.
definitely different because Instagram is like, hey guys, this is what I'm up to. Your wallpaper is like, this is what I want to look at every day.
yeah,
myself.
every time you open your phone, you're like, which I heard the other day that people are averaging 360 opens a day.
It's a lot. Wow.
So 360 times, you're just like, golly.
I don't know. I feel like your wallpaper is something that you think is a cool image. And
So you're like-
if you take a cool picture of yourself, or somebody does take a cool picture of you, you're like, oh, it's cool. I'll put that on my wallpaper.
I guess a cool image is kind of, if you're in front of a mountain, it's not like about you. I'm just thinking about if it's just like, especially just like your face.
You're just like, hey, that.
Well,
that
nobody
looked
does
good.
that, bro.
I've seen people.
Nobody takes a selfie and just like, yeah, that's my wallpaper.
I've seen people that put like them trying to be like hot as their wallpaper. I'm like, that's,
They're like trying to thirst trap themselves
They're
every
gonna
day.
seduce themselves.
Yeah, 360 times. You're like, ooh.
That's
got myself again.
That's a crazy one. So
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I've got some also. Apparently, I thought were normal things that I thought were okay to do, but apparently people are like, that's weird.
like what?
Please share.
Like going to the movies by yourself.
I did that a week ago because my sister-in-law was talking about it.
Yeah. I've
And
done
also
that
just
at
wanted to
least
watch this movie.
3 times this last summer, and everybody was like, "What? You went to the movies by yourself?"
It's okay to do if you. There's a couple of parameters. You cannot laugh loud at all.
You can't let people know you're there.
If you're no, if you're in the movie by yourself and you're just if you're doing one of those, you're a psycho. But then also you can't be too quiet because if you're just in the back, you know?
Yeah. You're just like, looks
Showing,
like you're about
like-
to shoot up the theater or something. Like you're like kind of maniacal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that one.
But going to see
What's
a
the
movie,
third one?
I mean, going to see a movie by yourself can get you in trouble. Ask Pee Wee Herman. But what else? I don't think I have anything against it.
I don't think that's much different than watching a movie on your TV or renting a movie.
Yeah, agreed. It's just a better experience.
I mean, it's definitely different. But I don't know. I think maybe it also depends on the type of movie. If you go watch Barbie by yourself as a grown man, that's
I still haven't seen it.
a little interesting. But maybe that's just me.
Have either of y'all seen Barbie?
Yes.
Shane?
Yeah, I saw it.
You guys, bro.
Have you not watched Barbie?
No. I think I almost refuse now.
Is it because it's dolls?
It's because I am an adult.
It's an adult movie.
I mean, I would watch it for the meme, not for enjoyment, really. Just because it's such a big cultural thing. But like, if it wasn't that, I feel like almost no adult male would go watch that, you know? Except for Ryan Gosling, he's hot.
So you know how like it almost seems like movie theaters are going away,
Mm-hmm.
and it also seems like news is going away almost for sure. Like cable news, like stuff that's on the TV. That's
Like the only people left are the 60-year-olds that have it on their TV all day.
like nobody's watching that.
No.
Do you think that movies as a hour and a half type deal, a long form movie, do you think that'll go away? Do you think it'll transition and like the only thing will just be like TikTok videos, like 2-minute clips?
I
Or not
don't
even
think so.
clips, but
I don't think so. I mean, there's like no signs of the film industry like slowing down. So
I feel like orchestras were like, or like Shakespeare. I feel like those plays were like 4 hours, or I'm talking outside of my actual knowing, but I feel like they were about 5 hours, or they were like an all-day event to go see a play or hear a symphony.
yeah, sounds like it. Who has 5 hours to go watch a play?
People that don't have cell phones, probably.
Yeah, but like, like back then, were the people working a 9 to 5 like a normal person?
Well, those people didn't make enough money to go to plays. It's the people that,
Good point.
the rich people,
Rich people.
that just party.
Yeah, I guess they had nothing better to do. Huh?
I think we're already past that point of the short form content. I
Like
think
a TikTok?
No, I think that's a little bit different. I don't think people like TikTok.
You don't think people like TikTok?
I think they're just addicted to it.
Mm.
I think we're moving to a direction where people are wanting stuff with actual substance because they realized that the thing that they're consuming is probably not very valuable. I think that's why podcasts all blew up, and also I think generally, if we're talking about movies, I think they're getting longer.
Yeah, and I hate that.
Yeah, it's not great.
It took me 3 days to watch Oppenheimer. I had to watch it in 3 sections because 3 hour movie is so insane.
Yeah.
An hour and a half is perfect for a movie. I think I've said this before, and I don't want to talk about it again because nobody cares. But keep your movie short. Except for Lord of the Rings.
Unless
Y'all
it's really
can
good.
be 3.5 hours.
Yeah. For sure.
You want me to clap? How does this work?
No, read it. It's fine. Just.
Okay.
We're back.
Sorry, guys.
We had a small technical difficulty. Sorry to cut Josiah off from talking about movies and stuff. I was just looking over at the MacBook and I said, "Dang."
Our mics weren't recording, so it might sound a little weird.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of sketchy audio,
Yeah.
but
Just some quality content you guys can expect from the Honest Honkies.
we're honkies, dude. We don't have it all figured out. Okay?
We're going to be honest about it, too.
Most of the time.
But basically, we were getting at...
Yeah, where were we?
We're getting at, like, or different forms of content.
Mm-hmm.
Movies, even now, seem to be getting longer, I guess, is what Josiah's saying. Which I don't know
Yeah.
if that's true.
I think it is. I mean,
It's
They
either
get-
that or I'm just watching the movies I watch now are longer movies. But if you think like in the 80s and 90s, they had like their comedies. Every single one is an hour and 30 minutes, or around that range.
a comedy movie?
Yeah, like every comedy movie, and there was like a ton of those in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have as many of those.
Dude, there's not a...
There's just not really any comedy movies being made now.
Well, that's what I just thought, though. There's also not that many comedy things that are very long.
Well, I mean,
It's always
just
about
think
an hour
about
and
it.
a
Like,
half.
if you make a 3-hour comedy movie, nobody's going to go watch that. Nobody's going to be like, I want to laugh for 3 hours straight.
I mean, I would. But
Except for you.
uh,
It just seems absurd. I think they're getting longer. I mean, Oppenheimer is, 3 hours?
you think you have a laugh limit? Like if you're just straight chuckling for an hour and a half and somebody starts making you chuckle for 2, you think you just start getting actually exhausted?
Yeah.
You get
Probably, yeah, because it's
chuckle
like
exhaust?
you're contracting your stomach muscles all the time for 2 hours. It's like
Yeah.
a 2-hour ab workout.
But dude, sometimes when you're watching a thriller, I mean, the movie finishes and not only are you like, obviously there was a big ending that you probably weren't expecting, but you're like mentally exhausted, you're physically exhausted. You ever feel like that? Like if you watch a movie that really captures you and really makes you like think and...
I get it. Like I'd watched Memento for the first time a couple of days ago.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's really good.
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Apparently, it's like one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
So it
See
has
Nolan?
to do with like time and
Yeah,
stuff. Like it's
but it's nowhere near as confusing as like Tenet or
Mhm.
Interstellar. But
Is he the one that did Interstellar?
mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, it's I guess it's classified as a thriller movie.
I love
And it was-
thriller movies, bro.
Yeah,
Suspense, probably.
suspense.
Dude, suspense, something to get me right up to the edge, baby. Woo! I like sitting there.
Well, get and watch the movie. It's a good one.
So when I went to the theater, I'd watch Tenet because I thought maybe if I watched it again, I might understand it better, which did not really
Did not
work.
happen.
But there's something about good movies that like take your brain into the movie and they make you think with the movie logic. Especially when with a movie theater, I was thinking about it because I got out of the movie theater and I'm like, which way in time am I moving? Am I moving backwards or am I moving forward? Is that person reversed right now?
Oh
Are they
yeah.
moving backwards in time? And movies do
Spoiler.
that. They make you think you're in the world.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, when you come out of Spider-Man, dude, you're you're trying to spray webs. Like,
James like a 12-year-old dude. Watch 12-year-old movies, bro.
if you watch John Wick, you're going to buy a gun.
Oh yeah. I never wanted a dragon's breath shotgun in my life after I saw John Wick 4. But you haven't seen Tenet?
No, I don't think I've seen Tenet or Memento.
Memento.
That kind of
Mentos.
makes what Josiah's saying though kind of makes me think a little bit about Barbie because it got a lot of hate and stuff. If Barbie was purely just a comedy movie, then it was fine. You know, I wouldn't say it was the funniest thing to me, but also if somebody just made Barbie as like a fun comedy movie, it doesn't have to be that deep. You don't have to think that hard. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then it was kind of pushed as like an Interstellar movie.
Really?
I feel like I feel like it was pushed as something that you were supposed to gain something out of.
Oh,
You
there was
know?
like a message to it or whatever.
Yeah, and that's just
Deeper meaning.
that's just ridiculous for a comedy movie. And you can kind of every story has its underlying, I don't know, morals and what's that stuff kind of called? Maybe like
Underlying messages.
Motifs? Is that the
yeah,
right term?
motifs, messages, things that make you think. Even in comedy, it can sometimes have that.
Yeah, you can pull stuff out of a bad movie that apply to life still. But I think what makes movies good is when whoever's directing or writing it, they have a specific thing they're trying to say, even if it's not obvious. They're not spelling it out to the viewer.
Yeah, hopefully
They're
they
showing it
never
through.
say it. Hopefully they just hope everybody gets there on their own conclusion.
Well, it's kind of that, but it's not directly saying it. It's implying it throughout the movie, and then the viewer understands it. That's why the new Star Wars movies didn't work at all, because they literally didn't have a direction.
Mm-hmm.
But they started filming and made the first one without a direction. It's like, like out of all the franchises, you do that with Star Wars.
Their
It makes
direction
no
was
sense.
Star Wars, the new one.
Yeah, the new one.
Star
Yeah.
Wars
So dumb.
again.
Yeah.
Which is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think Barbie actually did have a
Oh,
message behind it.
Here we go.
I think the problem with Barbie is if you want to watch it, if you have ideas of what you think it is before you watch it, and then you watch it, then you're going to see those ideas in there.
yeah.
But I think there's stuff in there that people do not realize because they're focused on the pretty colors and the pretty actors, and they're not. And they think like
I'm getting lost
Barbie's
in
a
Ryan's
toy.
eyes for sure.
But I think the movie, I think there's more to it than a lot of people think.
I mean, again, I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard about some political messaging in that movie, as well as like patriarchal stuff in it.
It's in the movie though. It's almost more of satire.
Like
So-
Will Ferrell's character. Will
So
Ferrell.
it's, well, yeah, I feel like you have to watch it.
Okay.
What do you
I
guys
think
think?
you
No thank.
Just find a group of people that want to go watch Barbie and be like, oh, I
A-
guess I'll go with
A
you.
group of grown men. Y'all want to go watch Barbie?
What do you guys think about, because satire and messaging through satire is kind of an interesting thing. Like there's like Babylon Bee,
Mhm.
It's getting your point across indirectly. And then I've also heard, and I don't know, go look it up if you care. I've heard that people that understand sarcastic better, or people that can use sarcasm better, are usually have higher intelligence, like straight IQ. You guys think that's true?
Let's ask Josiah. I mean JJ.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
He's the smartest one in this room.
I don't know if I'm the smartest, but that probably is true. But only because I don't think it's as much IQ. It's more how you can understand other people. Because basically you're looking at someone, and the satire, or that satire, or what's the word you used?
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm, yeah. It only works if you're with someone. Like, sarcasm doesn't really work in text. It doesn't work super well over the phone unless you know the person and you know the tone of their voice.
Yeah.
Because what sarcasm is you're picking up off of other tones from the person, or you just know them so well that you know whatever they're saying is not what they believe.
Well, I think that sometimes even sarcasm can be, like, it's kind of almost the way I like to talk is I almost like to, I don't know how else to say it. I like to prove a point by saying something so absurd the other way that the only possible conclusion is the opposite side.
That's what satire is, I'm pretty sure.
Which I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this, but like sometimes I'll just
Just
think,
look up the definition of satire.
Sometimes I'll say things like off the wall, like, you know, I don't know, women shouldn't vote at all.
Are you being sarcastic right now?
No, I'm for real.
Nice.
No, but it's just
I see
like
what you're saying.
sometimes I like to do that because then I feel like people almost understand it better. And whenever you show them like the other extreme, which I think is kind of the beauty of satire sometimes, and why I like it so much. And I think it goes back to satire is also another way of making a point without just coming out and saying it. Because like the most cheesy thing possible in the movie is like the hero, like, you know, saving people in need. Like, I don't know, a tower's falling on a bunch of people, and then the Superman holds up the tower, and then he like throws it away from them and saves everybody. The most cheesy thing he could ever say is go explain why he did it. You know, like, I did this for the people.
Truth, justice, and the American way, dude. That's why he does it.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking about that with the movie I'd watched, because there's not a lot of a movie I watched recently called Anatomy of the Fall. There's not a lot of explaining what's happening, but you get a feeling, you know, that the whole point of this movie rests on this one moment, even though they never say it in the movie.
Are we talking about? Have you seen this?
Anatomy of a Fall. It
Are we
sounds
talking about
familiar.
the Bible fall?
No, it's a movie that just came out.
Talking about the
recently.
It just came out.
Last year.
Oh.
It's nominated for Best Picture. It's on that list of good movies. But I think I had just been noticing, like, if you have a, say, hero in a movie who's saving someone he loves, if he's like in his dialogue he says the world is ending and
I have to
go save someone.
Yeah,
That's gonna be bad. You have to show them that they, throughout the imagery of the movie, that they love them. And you also have to show a way that the world is ending without saying the world is going to end if this happens.
Yeah.
for sure, dude.
For sure, bro. That's why all modern Marvel movies suck.
Yeah, because it's so. There's like no nuance to it. It's just there's like not a new creative way to think. It's just here's a hero, he saves the day, blah blah blah.
Whoa, big explosion. Ooh,
yeah,
nice
Marvel
punch.
movies are like fast food.
Fast food, yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, this sells.
Did you? I don't know. Are you into The Walking Dead at all, JJ?
No,
I didn't watch it.
Not
Okay.
yet. I don't.
Have you seen Daryl Dixon yet?
I didn't watch it all yet. No.
Are you watching it though?
Yeah, don't tell me.
I'm not. But I was gonna ask if any of y'all have seen the first episode of the Rick Grimes show yet.
I almost watched it last night.
It
But
came out on Sunday.
did you watch it?
Yeah, it's so good.
I don't know. What
I wish I
is.
could talk about it with somebody.
What's it called? The Return of the Dead.
Is it
The
like
Ones
The
Who Live?
Walking Dead?
It's with Rick and
Michonne.
Michonne.
Yeah, it's called The Ones Who Live.
The Ones Who Live.
The first episode is so good. But it's good because I'm not going to spoil anything. Because it doesn't tell you like what the point of it is, and like it's not so direct, but it's implied throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, it's like explaining a joke. If you explain the joke, it's
Yeah, exactly.
the whole point of it's lost.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's funny.
Sometimes
Sometimes if you can explain a joke in a funny way. But I think I'm excited about storytelling. I think it's coming back. I think people are getting a grip, and we're going to see good movies, maybe some good books. If somebody else publishes a book on how to help yourself, I'm going to shoot them. We've got enough of them already. No more self-help. But
are we going to talk about the books that we read?
that's what I was going to.
Yeah.
I was going to segue into.
Because the one I read is about self-help.
But it's not. Really, it's a little bit. I don't know. Let's hear about it. How'd you feel about what book did you read?
So I first read Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, and then I read his companion book, I guess was what you called
Beyond.
12 More Rules for Life.
Oh,
So apparently there's 24 now.
it's a baker's
And-
dozen.
Yeah. What? But it was. I wouldn't say it's as good as his first one, but it is really good still. I mean, it's just like practical, good advice that everybody should live by. In some way.
Because that first one had a little marination to it. It's crazy how it's the same smart guy, but the first book he wrote for 10 or 15 years, like literally 10 years, a decade, and it marinated and he thought about it. And then the next one, I'm not hating, but he's famous. He's got to get another book out there.
Yeah.
For people to buy.
I definitely felt that way with it, but it was still like just good information.
Well, because I think he says in the book that he actually had like a lot more rules, and it was on a form or something. So he concised them all. He concised them down to 12.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I think the 12 more was just some of the ones they made.
Probably.
Some of the leftovers.
Yeah, the titles of the chapters were a lot longer in the second book.
They weren't really rules, I don't think. I
mean, they were, but it was just they were worded very eloquently, but like
rather than petting a cat in an alley.
yeah.
Because that's one of them.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite
so
ones?
like the first one was about not distrusting like institutions. Like everybody's like, take down all these institutions, they're bad people, they steal money and all this stuff, and they're corrupt. And he's like, don't like come to these conclusions so quickly, because institutions have been there for a long time because they've worked for a long time. And then another was like, oh crap, I forgot what it was. But yeah. The other one was how to like keeping romance alive in your relationships is really important. And I think he touched on that a little bit in the first one with like how he has, I think he said he has 3 dates a week at least.
Dang.
Or something like that with his wife. And people are always like harping on him for that, because it's like there's no spontaneity in it really, because he's very structured with his schedule. Yeah, everything is scheduled. But his point is like, would you rather have your marriage suck and be spontaneous like one time, or would you rather be scheduled and have like an amazing relationship? So he has a lot of good points in that area.
That is very interesting.
Yeah,
because I had a coworker. Literally, that's so weird. I had a coworker. I don't know why I mentioned to when we were out at lunch that I'd try to do like 2 dates dang, this sucks now that you said 3 a week. I try to do a minimum of 2 a month.
Whoa.
Like, we do a nice date, once every other week. And then the coworker was like, isn't that kind of weird, though, that you have to schedule it? And at the time, I didn't even really know why. I was like, that seems weird thing to say. But I couldn't even express why that was a weird thing.
It's not, though. I mean...
But he makes a really good point. It's like, would you rather just hope things go better or plan them to go better?
Exactly, yeah. But I'll read you some of these, the rules for the second book, because they're so, like, weird.
Pet a dog.
Yeah, so there's this one in here that's... Like, this one is try to make one room in your house as beautiful as possible.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you first read that and you're like, what in the world is this talking about?
And then he starts talking about all of his, like, communist art or something. His Soviet art. Yeah. And he has, like, hundreds of paintings in his room.
Uh-huh.
Beast.
Yeah. There's Rule 10. Plan and work diligently to maintain the romance in your relationship. There's another good one up here that said, do not hide unwanted things in the fog, which I feel like a lot of people do that, which is super unfortunate, because his point is, like, if you have a problem with somebody about something, don't just, like, not tell them, because that doesn't help anyone. It just, like, it makes the problem worse in the future if it is brought up at all. And he's like, you need to talk it out with the person.
That's pretty biblical.
Yeah. And figure it out.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know why I think that, but I've always thought that if you're mad at somebody and they don't know why you're mad at them, then you don't have a reason to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I...
And we talked about this in one of our episodes about, like, if somebody has done you wrong, right, and they're like asking you, what did I do wrong? And you're like, well, if you don't know, then you don't deserve. It's like, that doesn't help anybody in that situation.
That'll freaking grind my peas, dude, if somebody does that, dude.
Yeah.
Get me so mad.
Yeah. I was thinking about that today.
And I don't know, because I was kind of hating on self-help right before you said that. Right before you brought this book up, but do you think it helped you with any...
Yeah, there was one where it's like if something from your past or some kind of event from your past is, you're still like trying to figure it out or whatever, then you like need to write it down like meticulously to figure it out.
Whoa.
So I've started to do that a little bit.
What's that like, dude?
Writing.
Your handwriting getting better?
My hand hurts. No, my handwriting is horrible because I don't even like focus on like writing neatly because I know nobody's gonna read it. I just focus on like getting all these words down as fast as possible. So like it's totally unreadable, but it's like good for me to like, write it out. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think writing is definitely something everybody should do. And I've been wanting to do it for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I wrote out when I did my best man speech for my brother, I spent like 6 hours writing it.
6 hours?
Yeah, like in the middle of the night. I had so many things that I wanted to put in there, and like 10% of it made it in there.
Yeah, that's how it was
But the thing is, like, you actually, like, I love my brother, obviously. So, like, why don't I just say that?
Well, my brother.
But then you're writing it down,
dude.
And you realize, and you're like, oh wait, I actually do love my brother. Like, you start going through the reasons why.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What you kind of take for granted or think you just know why.
Yeah.
But I think writing it down actually makes you think about it, and then it also helps you. If you have to give a speech in front of people, you have to make it make sense. So the order that you're putting it in, the words that you're using, you have to...
The segues into the next point.
You have to, like, argue for the reason why you love your brother, almost. And that helps you organize your thought in your brain.
Shane's saying, yeah, like he has a brother.
No, I'm just thinking about all the times that I've actually spent and times where I've spent the effort to, like, write down to somebody how I feel about them. I've always felt like way nicer after.
Well,
like you like them more after that.
Yeah.
Bro, for your best man speech, I spent like probably 6 hours trying to write it. Not in like single night,
6
but
hours?
something like
I'm gonna write yours in
hours.
30 minutes.
But bro, like I had all of this planned out, and then the night before your reception, I scrapped it all and made a new one. And apparently people loved it. So yeah, spending all that time.
That's what I kind of did also.
Yeah.
The thing is, it wasn't clear if I was giving the speech because it was also my brother-in-law was maybe going to do it. He didn't make it super clear until like the week before.
Oh.
So I was like thinking about it throughout the week. And then the day before, I stayed up until 6 o'clock, like write it down. And then I printed it out and didn't look at it. And then I woke up, did all like the getting ready for the stuff. And just before like the ceremony, and I was going to have to give the speech and all that, I read it to my little brother to make sure it actually made sense. Because I basically, once I wrote out the last word in there, I hit print and I went to bed and didn't even look at it again.
Well, at least you printed yours out. That's pretty tough.
Yeah,
it didn't
actually help because I like teared up and I couldn't read it. So I had to like
start crying on your paper. Getting sucked out. Yeah.
Man, writing is a wild thing. Whenever I know sometimes when I would like write a lesson for church, I would.
You would write the word slash instead of putting a slash mark. So you would say the word instead of just singing the symbol. You'd say the word.
That's an iconic moment.
/
But a lot of times when I would write those, I would think of a topic for the whole week. I would think about whatever was on my mind, and I would do research, and I would like read my Bible or whatever.
Or whatever.
Listen to other people's or the Quran. I would throw that one in there. I would throw whatever in there, dude. I would just try to get different. But I would like listen to people talk about it, and I wouldn't write like the actual paper part at all.
Until the day before?
No. Until the morning of.
Oh, good grief.
What? Until the morning.
Extreme.
Until the morning of, and then and this isn't one time. This is every time. Because I tried to prepare a lesson for like a week. I tried to prepare it like day by day, write a paragraph, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was weird because I could tell that lesson was more disjointed because I had wrote one part this day, one part this day, one part this day.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the lessons that I wrote literally 30 minutes before, but I had thought about for the whole week, were so weirdly put together in one congealed idea.
Well, yeah, and the reason why that works so well is because if you're doing it day by day as you learn stuff, then you don't have a good idea of. I mean,
a full understanding of what you're trying to talk about. Yeah, a big
part of the Bible is like you have to read it front to back and then back to front because the stuff from the Old Testament talks about the New Testament, and stuff from the New Testament talks about the Old Testament. So you have to know the whole picture at once. And that's why you have to keep reading it over and over again. So with your lesson, if you don't know the whole picture at once, you're explaining the beginning of it when you don't know the end.
Yeah.
And
that's
something you can tell in TV series. You can tell when they're writing it episode by episode or
Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, another reason would be because it's fresh on your mind. I'm going to help teach a class on Sunday mornings, and one of the guys who was telling me, who put together the material, was telling me that he doesn't write his lesson until the night before, but he does what you did, where he just mulls over everything for the whole week, and then he'll have a good understanding of what he's talking about, and then he'll write it down so it's fresh in his mind. But I mean, that sounds like it'd work, but it also sounds kind of lazy.
Yeah, and I did always think, I was like, dang, I wish I could just, because I'll be honest, part of it was lazy. Part of it was I don't want to write every day, or I don't want to think this hard every day about the lesson. I would kind of just rather do regular reading and kind of think about it. But also, the weird thing is, it was significantly better, to me at least, whenever I thought about it and then wrote it all in one day.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
But you feel like you're cheating.
But I felt, it was
because
it
it's
was
so
forbidden fruit, dude.
Normal, quote unquote, for people to do it the other way.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how it's always been done.
Yeah, because it's like doing your homework last minute.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as homework.
But also, I got a good grade.
So you don't. Would you rather be able to just do it all on Monday and then not worry about it the rest of the week?
No. Not for me, at least.
No,
I would forget.
Because those don't go well.
Yeah, dude. If you do it on Monday and then don't look at it for a week, bro, good luck.
Yeah, no way.
Good luck.
And also, if you're thinking about it for a whole week every day, you're applying those lessons to everyday life, practical life, because what you think about is what you think about. If you're thinking about biblical things throughout the day, you're gonna be like, oh, that's that one thing I was learning about.
Or you also remember some random moment from your past that can apply to an introduction or whatever.
True.
Yeah. Y'all just give me a bunch of ideas for my lesson.
I wonder if because memory is kind of an interesting thing. Whenever you have...
Well, it's so crazy, too. I just thought about this. The whole point of having it fresh on your brain, my dad would always make the joke that he's gonna write his lesson on Sunday morning on a napkin, because that's all he has. But like, apparently that happened one time, and like everybody thought it was like a really good lesson. Like they would come up to him afterwards, like, this is such a good lesson. But like the ones he studies hard, like the whole week for and prepares, nobody comes up to him. It's so weird, but that makes sense now. Sorry, I know you're gonna say something. I just
No, that's
love
so,
that.
it's so interesting. Like, because then you got to wonder, okay, is it because it was a bad lesson, or was it maybe it was just, let's be honest, maybe it was over people's heads if you thought about it for a week, or
That
I
think there's probably something to that.
I think it has to do with your audience, because
Yeah.
like to you, it makes
I think
perfect
it's definitely
sense.
a part.
That is the hardest part about lessons is you it makes so much sense in your head, and you don't know how to explain it to people.
You
Yeah,
get up there and
you
you
can know
take it
everything,
down.
but if you can't explain it to an audience,
Yeah.
you know.
And it's also crazy that you're taking, say you do like work on it 30 minutes or an hour every day. So that's like 2.5 to... Or
Yeah. You
like-
start doing the math, you feel bad.
So you spent all these hours on it, and then everybody else just learns it in your 30-minute lesson or hour lesson?
I'm gonna tell him as soon as I get up there how long I've spent studying, and be like, you guys are worth this much of my time.
Dude, that would be so good. Hour 45.
Yeah, this week you guys are worth 30 minutes of my time.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's wild to think about. But I was just gonna say, like, it's interesting, like, with memories and stuff. Like you mentioned, if you're reading something in the Bible, maybe it'll make you think of a childhood memory you had about a certain circumstance.
Mhm.
But the reality is, you probably have multiple childhood memories that would be very applicable to what you're thinking about. But you will always just get one, usually.
Yeah. Well, I don't think people care that much about your past. Not you specifically, but the teacher.
No. But I'm kind of just talking about memory in general now. It's weird that
That you will only give one of your past? Like, you don't want to tell more than that?
no, your
Personally?
brain will only feed you one. Like, how many times?
Oh, you're saying you won't remember 3, you only remember 1,
Yeah,
but
how
you
many
probably
times have
had
you
more.
Has your brain ever tossed out 3 memories at you? Because you definitely have 3 applicable times for a lesson, or because your
Yeah.
dad, he'll inevitably do. I'll just give this example because it's very easy for your dad because he's done so many lessons. But how many lessons has he done where he's done literally the same topic, but he's used different examples, and they could have all been memory examples of his life. Like, there's 3 applicable scenarios, but your brain will only feed you one.
Well, probably because you're looking for an answer, and once you get it, you're not looking for it anymore.
Yeah, but why does it take different routes sometimes?
I think it's path of least resistance.
But then that would always lead you to one memory. There's always
I mean, you always go to one memory first, right?
no. That's what I'm saying. My point is, you don't. You might have a different memory one day than you do the next.
I don't think my brain works like that.
Yeah, Shane, your brain is a lot different than a lot
Yours
of
is wired
people's.
differently.
Dude, mine, I got some. I
got
think mine probably does.
Pig brain, bro.
What'd you say, pig?
What?
You say pig? Right?
No.
Dang. Anyways, I was just
I mean, I'd have nothing to say because I really have a bad memory in general. So
the
it's
other
hard
thing
for
I
me to
heard
remember
about
things.
memory is, you know how a lot of people struggle to like memorize things.
Oh yeah.
People struggle to memorize, literature, numbers, whatever, algorithms, or some people even will.
You memorizing algorithms?
You have to at some point, dude. It freaking sucks.
Okay.
E equals MC squared.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to memorize that crap. Or sometimes people will be bad at remembering names.
What about it? Yeah.
Almost, I think nobody's bad at remembering faces. Somebody said that
I was.
in a podcast.
I was on Saturday.
But you weren't. That one's tough. because
Well-
you kind of didn't know those people.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see them. That might be a part of it.
But you do always kind of remember those people. You don't ever lose that. My point is like you can meet so many people and see so many faces, and you generally don't ever just like forget a face.
You know what else you don't forget? People's names.
Yes,
That
yes, I do.
you know that you. If you have a relative or a friend, good friend, and they have the same name as someone you just met, you don't normally forget that name. I think it's just
Have
your
the
brain
same
making-
name?
Yeah, unless do you?
Because you already got a Josh box open. You know, if you if somebody's name is Adesanya, you got to open an Adesanya box.
Because I think all you're doing is just saying, "Oh, that's the person who has the same
With
name
the
as their
same-
brother." You're just
yeah.
connecting something other than a name by itself.
Yeah.
Because I think your brain works like neurons work like a spider web. It makes connections, and the more connections you have to one point,
Yeah.
the easier it is to get there.
Or you can do like the Michael Scott method of when he's trying to remember Tony. You remember Tony from the Office? Big fat guy.
Uh-huh.
He's like, Tony, Jabba the Hutt. He's like, Pizza Hut. Fat guy's like pizza. Pepperoni Tony. You can do that method where it kind of works.
I've done a lot of those, dude.
I was talking to my boss about remembering names because he's really good at it. He'll
Tony?
meet someone. No, his name's not Tony.
Jabba?
But he'll meet someone once and remember their name like all the time. And I asked him, I was like, I'm bad at remembering names. How do you like?
You say it back.
How do you? That's what I asked him. He's like, no, you just have to actually care. And I was like, oh. So then
You don't care
I
enough.
started doing that, and guess what? I remember names now.
That's
I
so
mean,
funny.
it's true.
I mean, I've always heard you say it back when they say it to you. Like, oh, nice to meet you.
That kind of works, but like, I think it's only because at that point you're caring.
Probably.
true because you care about remembering their name, so you're doing.
You're
something.
you're making an effort to try. Yeah.
I talked to
Yeah.
one dude, and he said the way he never loses his keys, which I do. I'd say a good percentage of the time. Do you know this?
No, I know you lose your keys a lot, so I'm shaking my head.
No, I
Yes.
don't. No,
Yes, you do.
I don't lose them anymore.
Anymore.
But the thing I do to make sure is he said, if you have your keys and you don't want to forget them,
Eat them.
you put them in yourself. No, you drop
Prison wallet.
whenever you put them on the counter or in the ashtray or wherever you do. You imagine that you're dropping them into a glass of milk, and
So visualizing it.
you visualize where you set it, but then you make something, and you want to imagine like the milk like spraying out of the glass, getting all over the counter.
There.
So you make like a traumatic event in your
Not
in your
even
brain.
traumatic, but just like totally absurd.
Yeah.
And I've
Something
heard
like
that method of trying to remember things. Like my dad has used that before in his lessons, and he's the one who told me about it. Where he goes up there with no outline, and yeah, but it's like he's visualizing. Like if he has 3 points in his outline, he's visualizing those 3 points to something just totally absurd that would make no sense. But it has to be in the room you're in.
I've
Ooh.
heard this with people that memorize long numbers. They will
3.141529.
They have a picture for every number. So like 1 will be a cow, 2 will be a spaceship, and then in their mind they're making a picture like a painting with these elements in it.
But how do you know where to start?
I don't.
You
I
got to
didn't
know
get
the
that
first
far.
number. No,
But yeah, the absurd thing attaching it to
because our brain thinks like it remembers crazy things that are like totally absurd.
Yeah.
But-
Because I think and Jordan Peterson said something kind of like that, but it's like the reason why it remembers crazy things because if it remembered like every normal thing, there would be so much information.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
like the wall is white, the ground is brown,
Yeah.
the grass is green.
Yeah.
And you just be like, just all that crap information. And so you're way more likely to memorize things that are absurd or out of the normal. Or
Can we upgrade our brains? Can we add memory?
Dude, Elon Musk, he's trying to make it happen. Yeah, we He's trying to get us a software update for our brains. That's so crazy to think about.
Dude, nobody's ever ran out of brain.
Dude, we've had the
memory.
same brain software since like day one. Like we've had version 1.0.0.0.
And it
Elon's
might
about to make 1.001.
but it might even have gone down.
Yeah, oh, could have gotten dumber.
Our
Well, it
software
could be
might have
fluctuating,
downgraded.
maybe. Could be fluctuating.
I don't know, dude. I listened to Tucker Carlson today with Lex Friedman on his podcast, and he was super against.
Lakes was?
No, Tucker was like, he said it was a crime against humanity that we were talking about putting chips in people's brains, and I was like, I mean, it kind of it's a fair point. You know, he said at that point you're starting to mess with the secret sauce.
It's almost like saying, I got a better design for this god, so we're going to try this.
Yeah.
I guess because it's like one thing with the, you know, they're doing a lot of pogo legs for amputees now, and things that are, you know, they got some hands, which is like one thing, but
also apparently they say the brain is only using like 15% of its maximum capacity or whatever. 10%, I don't know.
for you, I'm
Yeah.
like 32.
Like, so why would God nerf us? Maybe he wants us to buff.
Hold on.
Maybe he wants us to find out, you know?
Maybe that's the downgrade. Maybe we were at 100, but now with all this freaking Instagram, we're down to 15.
Literally melting our brains.
Or Google, because that's geezers. Any chance they get, I used to remember 100 phone numbers. You know, that's the first thing they'll tell you.
I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
I've never heard that.
Dude, they
Memorize 100 phone numbers?
Yeah, they love
I
saying
can
that.
barely
'cause-
remember my own.
Well, I mean, like, they had a little...
Yeah, they didn't.
ring,
There was nothing they had to remember.
They had a
everybody's number
Rolodex.
Nobody,
Old
what dork
farts,
is
dude.
carrying around 900 numbers?
But at that point, you're still looking at a number and typing it in every day, so they do actually remember them. They're like, yeah, I knew my mom's number. Even my parents still know, like, their siblings' numbers that if they haven't changed them at all. I don't know any of my siblings' numbers.
It just has to do with repetitiveness, you know?
Maybe
Because back then you couldn't text, so you had to call, and you didn't have like a pre-saved number in your system, so you had to punch it in every time. You can see it, visualize it, remembering it.
I think I would lead.
They got no point.
I think I would lead more towards the stupider side. I think people had a little bit better, maybe memory back then. Because we just don't need it now. I mean,
Yeah.
we just don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, the
Because you had to do
capacity
those
was
things.
larger, or we're just not utilizing it anymore? Like, if I
Because
wanted to, could I be as smart as the people in the past?
Let me think about that.
Yes.
I think that's
I think
probably it.
anybody,
Yes.
I mean, relatively, I mean, anybody could. You have to.
Well, that's the
What am I
big
trying to
deal.
say?
Is can anybody? Because
Well, not you.
all of science says that every human has an IQ, pretty definitely. How much fluid brain malleability?
That sounds right.
Malleability.
I know you got a low IQ for saying that.
But the thing is, it's like there's basically no science that says you can increase
Your
your
IQ?
fluid capacity, your IQ, which is a crazy thing. It's like
You can't
there-
get smarter? That's what it's saying?
there's not any science
think
that
so.
suggests it. So it's like the people that literally do have 85 IQ in the military won't even accept somebody with 85 IQ because they would do more harm than good.
But, like, who makes the IQ scores? Like, what even is
it's a
that?
pretty
The people with
it-
the high IQ.
Screw the institution.
That's how we know they're smart.
But the thing is like it's a
Albert Einstein made the IQ test? How do we even know he was smart?
well
Brother,
because
he's a fake. He a fake.
IQ is an interesting thing.
Have you done an IQ test?
Yeah,
Like a legit one?
Yeah, I'm up
I
there.
don't even know how to do a legit one.
I don't know.
Do you
I
just
don't know.
if you pay money for it, it's legit. Is that how it works?
There's different levels.
Your IQ goes down because it's a scam.
You can do one online and get like it just the accuracy goes down and down. If you do a free one online, it's like it's not going to be that accurate.
The moment you pay for one, it's
Did
just
you pay
like,
for one,
you're
Jane?
dumb.
I think I might have paid like $5 or something for one online.
Come on, dude. I know it gave you like extra 5 points on that IQ.
No,
The more money you spend, the smarter you are.
No, I was actually extremely mad because I think my wife got like 3 more points than me or something.
Oh.
But it's just like
But you can't like study for an IQ test, can you?
no, because IQ is not how much you know. It's essentially like how quickly can you learn and how much.
Wait, so the questions are timed? Some of them, maybe?
Yeah, they're timed, but it's like pattern recognition. It's just like
Ooh, I'm good at that.
it's an interesting. I don't know.
It's
IQ is
almost
an interesting
like
thing.
problem solving, because that's where
Yeah,
like value is if you can solve a problem. And
Yeah.
I think IQ is just how fast can you solve this problem.
Yeah,
Problem being like these shapes are here and these shapes are here. Where does this one go?
because it's not like you can memorize that kind of thing. It's more. It's like how can you adjust things in your mind and quickly put them together and give an answer.
It's not like what's 2 + 2.
No,
Not like hard, like multiple choice kind of questions.
no. But theoretically,
Interesting.
the person that can put things together quicker would get multiplication quicker, because that's just another form of a problem.
If
But-
math isn't an IQ test, I'm screwed. I'm just going to say that right now.
So
Top
what?
100 percentile.
So if 10% of society is 85 IQ or lower,
Is 85 bad? I don't even know.
Yeah,
100 is like
average.
average. Albert Einstein was like 165.
Well, even have you heard Jordan Peterson talk about how
I think JP's 145.
how IQ is lowering?
Yeah, it definitely.
We just don't know it because we set the average at 100. So whatever most people are getting is 100 all the time. Which means your 120 is not the same as a guy's 120 50 years ago. He was
because he had
smarter.
to remember a lot of phone numbers.
It's relative to the other people around you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if that is the case, and the military won't accept somebody with 85 IQ, but 10% of the population, which is a big number, 30 million, 36.
Is that a real stat?
Yes, you can go look it up. 36 million people in the U.S. are under or at 85 IQ, which the military deems as they would do more harm than good. Which the military's got to be one of the easiest jobs.
We got to do the calculations of like how many McDonald's there are in the U.S. Because they all got to be working
We got
there.
to keep the ratio the same.
You gotta go all the way like working at McDonald's or like Taco Bell.
But what do you... does that not give you any like...
Are you saying what do we do with those people?
Yeah, does that not give you any like little irk? Because to me, I'm like, dang, that's kind of crazy. That...
Well, do you think that I'm trying to think. You think that some of them are like homeless? Because they're
100%.
dumb?
I mean, how could they not be?
Well, okay. A couple of podcasts ago, we said we should send the homeless to the front lines.
Well, the smart ones.
Dude,
The 86ers to the front.
send them all. Give them a gun, dude. Give them a gun, send them to the front lines. That's how we get rid of them.
Do you know how insane if every homeless person had a gun? Oh my gosh. That'd be so interesting.
I think we need to do an IQ test. Because I don't even know what IQ stands for. Intelligent questions?
Is it just I forget what it is now.
IQ.
I think it's
Intellect questionnaire. Ooh.
No, it's not. what does IQ?
There's not that many words that start with Q.
Intellect quiz.
Intelligence quiz?
Oh. That sounds...
Intelligence quotient.
Quotient?
So none of us are smart.
Well, what does quotient mean?
Oh, well, I'm about to figure it out.
Ooh, he knows the secret. He knows the secret way to look that up. Nice.
Oh, I got screwed.
Click continue.
Hold on.
No, just click continue.
Oh, my bad. Low IQ.
Low IQ. You just failed the test.
Oh. Okay. I'm getting it, guys.
Is this what you call a bell curve?
Yeah, this is a bell curve. All right, I should have just... Golly, dude, this is...
Misspelled quotient? I think quotient means like a quote.
Quotient. The number resulting from the division of one number by another. Dividing 10 by 5 gives a quotient of 2.
That was close.
So intelligence...
Like an answer, almost?
Dang, it's not a good sign for my IQ if I can't figure out what the test means. That sucks, dude.
The first question on the test, what is a quotient? Oh, man.
Golly, that's...
I'm really curious now.
Let's see what Wikipedia says. An intelligence quotient is a total score derived from a set of standardized tests of subsets designed to assess human intelligence. The abbreviation IQ was coined by the psychologist William Stern for the German term Intelligenzquotient, his term for a scoring method for intelligence tests at University of Breslau. He advocated in a 1912 book.
It almost sounds like the word was made for the test.
That's crazy that it was.
Yeah, did he make up that word?
I guess he did, bro. Dude, you gotta be so freaking smart if you came up with IQ.
Oh, dude. Wait,
Just gonna be like,
came up with a word?
I'm smart and I want everybody to know it, so I'm gonna make a test.
Yeah.
Bro, that guy coming to the meeting. All right, guys, you're not gonna like this, but I have a way to figure out who's the smartest at all times.
Trust me, y'all.
I got this test. Everybody's gonna take it. I already scored, 180. So
I got
and they're
the high
like,
score.
"What's a good score?" And you're like, "Don't worry about it. As long as you're above 85, you're good."
Yeah, dude, being that guy who made that, like, everybody probably thinks everybody's dumb. You know?
Yeah.
Like I determine if you're smart or not.
Well, dude, imagine what drove him to that point where he's like, I gotta come up with a test for these guys, these idiots. I gotta figure out.
I can't just tell them that they're dumb. I gotta figure out a way to.
He just starts handing out numbers to people, and they're like, "What is this, mate?"
What's a quotient? Word I made up. Don't worry about it. Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I did want to talk about this though.
I feel dumb a lot, so let's just move on.
Let's give some to our viewers. The AP says hiker kills coyote with bare hands after it attacked. Tests confirmed the animal had rabies. That's a story that just came out.
His name's got to be Kyle.
Is his name in here? I don't know if I want my
the
name.
coyote killer.
Yeah.
Like the sniper, the American.
No, like the Kyle meme, like.
Oh, with Monster in it.
Yeah. He's just crazy. He's just out there like killing coyotes.
Where's this dude's name? The hiker was attacked on Friday and bitten on the leg while walking in the woods in
Oh, he got
Johnston.
So he has rabies.
Bro, he got rabbed.
He just gets rabid as soon as he gets bit, and he's like, "Oh, kill this thing."
According to the police, the hiker pinned the coyote down by its neck, killing it by cutting up. Bro, that's a bad move nowadays.
What'd he do?
That coyote's about to have CLM.
Coyote lives matter?
Bro, pinned him on his neck. He literally had his knee on the coyote's neck. The same coyote is believed to have attacked a dog walker the day before in a nearby city. Wow.
Is rabies technically like ODing? So he was under the influence as well?
The coyote was on fentanyl.
Yeah. Fent up coyote.
You think you could kill it? Because
is that the guy? Is that the picture of the guy? No way.
No, I think this is just another article.
Oh, okay.
You think you could kill a coyote with your bare hands?
Easy.
Coyotes are small.
Yeah, easy. If I can get a hold of its head, dude, I can do the old King Kong move and just like rip its jaws apart.
Oh, God.
Done. Donezo, dude.
I mean, I'm just trying to think about a rabid animal.
Well, also he got bit first, and I'm thinking of you when you got bit by that dog.
I started crying.
You just ran. You couldn't even jump a fence. You couldn't figure it out.
I mean, a rabid animal that is like it's like biting you quicker than you can think. I mean, that sounds difficult to like kill it. Bare hands. I mean, it's got to be strong.
Call me old fashioned.
I mean, the other option is you die. So,
Dude, my dog, my dog has licked me sometimes so aggressively I couldn't get away. I mean, he's held my neck down with one paw.
Your dog has dominated you. You couldn't get away, bro.
Dude,
he's your owner, dude.
Dude, there's been times where he's like held down both of my arms. I'm like, this guy is, and he's got a high intelligence quotient.
That's so crazy, bro.
But I mean,
yeah, it's your instinct kicks in, dude. If you're gonna die, you go crazy, dude. The mother with her child trapped under a car, dude, picking up the car, instinct kicking in. That coyote dying.
What do you think you could do with a nice adrenaline spike? If we're using 15% of our brain with IQ, if women's is lifting cars off of babies, what do you think we could really achieve?
You think we could kill a bear? No way.
No, dude, there's not a chance.
No way.
I watched this bear just bite this salmon and it just pulled all the skin off the salmon. And just like it was the easiest thing it's ever done.
He did the 1 wing challenge on a salmon.
Yes.
He's like, bones only.
Literally. And I was like, but what do you think we're capable of? Could we like
an adrenaline spike?
Like a lot of people will say one of the ways that they built the pyramids was with sounds. And they like basically vibrated objects.
Okay.
And like build it with vibrations.
Like those little bugs from like 2015 that had the little rubber legs and they would vibrate and move forward.
Oh, hex bugs.
Nano?
Oh, those things were good.
Hex bug. Right?
Bug, that sounds right.
Oh, I had all kinds of hex bugs, dude. Those are high.
So they just took a bunch of little pyramid
They
blocks.
took a bunch of hex bugs. No, what are you saying? Are you saying they're all like coked out up there at the pyramids, and they're just like, let's make a big triangle?
Maybe they were just had 50% of their brain and could like, because you don't have to be like weird about it, but there could be more things that God left here for us to figure out, like vibrations, like sound, like.
Maybe those people that are using their full brains are just weird people, like Elon Musk.
There's no way he's using the full brain.
Well, he's probably using more of it than most, I'd guess.
Maybe.
I just watched a movie called The Aviator, I think, and it's a biopic about Howard Hughes.
Is that the one with the Leo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Which I didn't know what I was watching when I started it. But Howard Hughes was like a crazy dude. He invented He like made planes and movies.
That was the Wright brother.
But he made like the fastest plane of its time.
A P-51 Mustang?
No, I don't think that was out yet.
So wait,
he was like a weird guy. He was like a big germaphobe.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. To your point about maybe like Elon and all those smart people have more brain function than we do. What if it's like the same brain function, but it's just like
they're substituting.
They're substituting a part of their brain for another part of the brain. So one part of the brain. That's what I was gonna say. Social, because like Elon and like Mark Zuckerberg are all like super socially awkward, especially Mark. So maybe like his social part of his brain got like cut out and put into like smart brain. What if that's going on?
You know how you can be left-handed? Maybe you can be,
smart-brained.
Smart-brained.
Smart-handed?
Or dumb-brained?
Which I think they already say right brain or left brain, but no, but I don't know if anybody's ever said, like, what if it's possible to just be, you know, maybe you just don't have
Middle
much
brain?
access to the other side of your brain, you know? Maybe you got a good border wall.
I don't think that's the case. I think we're probably
Okay.
I think we're probably using our whole brain, but I think it's for things that we probably just don't know about yet.
What do you mean?
I mean, at any point in history, there was a time where people thought they knew the answer to something,
Oh,
and they were wrong. Like with
I'm trying to think of that disease that somebody was like,
there
this
was one
is the
where
cure.
they would like shove mold in wounds.
Mold?
Like
Oh.
moldy bread,
Yeah, they do a fart in a jar to cure the Black Plague.
and they would
Yeah.
explain it in certain ways. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is why this works."
Mhm.
And then we learn later that we're like, "No, there's a thing called
What-
bacteria."
Yeah, wasn't like leeches something like a big thing?
Yeah,
They still
Everybody's
do
like,
that.
this is the coolest. This cures cancer.
or bloodletting.
Bloodletting. That sounds familiar.
It's
That's
where
how
you,
George
like,
Washington died.
It's where you would like a doctor would come over and cut you to let all your blood out, to
Oh.
let the sickness out
Oh,
in
yeah.
that blood.
That's so
And-
stupid.
Good point, dude.
Now we know that's like actually dumb.
And they're like, "Yeah, we know the answer to this." And I think what's happening is we're like, "Yeah, we know that we only use 10 or 20% of brain or whatever." I think we're probably using all of it for things that we just don't know yet. I think there's a big part of your brain that works intuitively to stuff that we just can't fully understand, or maybe never will, that is essential to surviving.
Yeah, your brain is so insane. Because think about it. You can have a baseball, and you can throw it 300 feet. Actually, I don't know how far you can throw it. However far a baseball field is, and it just land dang in the other guy's mitt. You know, you can throw it 300 feet, and that ball arc perfectly, adjusting for wind and everything, and it just land right in the dude's glove. And it's like, how does your brain calculate everything? Because you're not thinking about it. You're not thinking, I need to throw this at 26 miles an hour, and it needs to go arch at a 30-degree arch, or so, just, you know, so whatever insane math it would take to figure that out. You just do it.
Or like walking, because walking is basically just falling over and catching yourself over and over and over again.
Sure.
Okay, that's a stretch.
No, that's actually how walking works. Like you're leaning forward, you're pushing your weight forward, and every time you put your foot out, you're catching yourself. So you're just continually falling, but you just know the process of that so well because you've done it so
Well,
many
every time
times.
you talk, your lips falling, but you bring it back up.
Wait, so does that mean you're always falling upstairs?
Yeah.
Joe Biden is.
Yeah.
I was always falling.
So what if you're-
That's goated.
What if you're falling backwards?
Then-
Are
I'm
you
just saying
falling?
it's a way you're moving you're not moving your weight. It's not like a treadmill. Walking is not like a treadmill. You're not moving this way. You're moving this way.
So the only way to move around is to fall.
Yeah. Basically. Falling meaning adjusting your weight to where your body's
Because it's
But what is a fall?
it's way harder to fall if you're like, I mean, to walk if you're like leaning way back. You know?
Try it, dude. Stand up and try it. Walk in front of the
This
in
is
front of
a
the French.
professional
Just like this.
podcast, dude. Stop that. It's
We
professional.
gotta have some physical comedy. Ooh, I said comedy. He's like, maybe I'll do it.
I got some jokes I want to tell you guys.
No, please no. Oh.
No. Let's close with this because I was interested. Will this work through my sock?
Are you using your foot to move the
I tried to move the
trackpad?
trackpad. Ready? Well,
Dude, your computer is screaming right now. Do you hear it?
I only use it for once a week. Bro. I was interested by this because it's something that I thought about. But Tucker Carlson was Obviously, he went to Russia. He interviewed Trump. Whoa.
Freudian slip. Let's get all the buzzwords out real quick.
Trump, Putin, Biden, Obama. No, he interviewed Putin, but he said while he was there, he was obviously blown away by
Oh my word.
all the beauty that's in Moscow, with the architecture specifically. And so
I got something to say about that.
Well, this is something I've thought about before. Can we all agree that architecture has gone downhill?
Sure.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think in the U.S. we ever had great architecture. I think it's always been pretty.
Bro, back off. This is the great United States. But yeah, you're probably right. Like, look at anything we have in the U.S. and then go look at
I think it's the same thing that we were talking about, like
Notre
substituting.
Dame.
We're substituting art for a better country.
But what I would get at is, and sorry for just having a little. Oh my gosh, my words did not work for a second. What do you think promotes the beauty that there used to be? Like, what do you think was different about those societies to where they're building Notre Dame, they're building the London Bridge, they're building the Moscow metro, they're building, whatever that phallic building is.
Going back to what Josiah said, JJ. I think they cared more about the beauty of buildings than like freedom. If
What do you mean by-
if you
what do you
have
mean by
priorities, well, I mean, when you talk about Tucker going to that train station or whatever, I
Can you
believe.
explain what? I don't know anything about what Tucker Carlson did. He's just saying like the country's beautiful.
Well,
He just
Tucker was basically like praising the country
Oh.
because he was like, he went to a McDonald's, I guess, and was like, this food is so cheap, it tastes so much better. And then he went to the grocery store and bought like a week's worth of food for like $40 or something, which if you do the math, it's like the same equivalent as the United States. I mean, you get the same amount, same food, all that. But he was saying that the train station is like beautiful, which it is. I mean, it's a gorgeous place, but it's like they were escorting him around only where they wanted him to look. So if he went like 10 minutes out of Moscow, it'd be like all poverty. And all of these people can't go to the store and buy $40 worth of food. So it's like the same situation in North Korea, All the tourists who go there, they go to the same place because they only want the tourists to see what they want to see. They have like fake workers in cubicles pretending to do work to make it look like things. So I think, but what I was going to say about that train station was like, I heard that the architect of that train station was like a huge, what's it called? Huge advocate for like slavery and like
beast.
It's like, what do you want here?
Yeah. So
Choose
you're asking like, why do?
I'm trying to figure out why the heck aren't we doing that anymore?
Why aren't we making?
Why
beautiful
aren't we
things?
making beautiful things? What did they have back then that promoted beautiful things that we clearly do not have now? Like, show me an example of something that we... And they'll say, oh, well, we have modern architecture. And it's like...
I don't think modern art is the answer, but I think people do strive to make beautiful things, but it's just the culture is gonna affect how that looks. So that's why America has like they've invented so many things. Like, have you ever looked at jets before? How crazy jets are?
Yeah, them things
They're
is
insane.
nice.
And America has done most of the work to create like technological things that are beautiful in a way that they just work in ways that we wouldn't think of. I think the difference is people are different, and it takes all types of people to make the world.
So you think that the iPhone would be our modern masterpiece, and the Notre Dame
I think when
would be
people,
their masterpiece.
I think when people look at America 100 years from now, they're going to be like, "Oh, that was the country that made all this stuff." Or even like movies, like Hollywood. They're the ones that make good movies. Have you ever seen a European movie? They're all weird.
But they had
All of them
Shakespeare.
are weird.
They had some. I mean,
I think Americans just have different priorities. Like, I would rather have a well functioning home, or maybe not. That's not the way. Like a well functioning computer or whatever that works the way I want it to, that does what it needs to do, instead of it just to look like pretty. You know.
to some extent, but then it's also like, what's that meme where it's like it shows an office workspace, everything is gray in the workspace, you're in a cubicle, the computer's gray, your mouse is gray, and what do they say? They say, I can't wait to work in
Why don't
this
you want to work in our fast-paced environment?
exciting
Exciting
and inviting
environment.
fast-paced workspace.
Yeah.
And so how much are we giving up for efficiency for things that like kind of stand the test, some test of time, where it's like, I don't know, it's just, and maybe it's a ridiculous thing to just focus on buildings being beautiful, and maybe there's, I don't know.
I think also that specifically with America, it's like a reaction to England. We're like the rebellious child. So we're
Good point.
same as like kids are like, we're like, I can do this so much better than my parents. And I think America did that, but they just didn't realize everything that you need. You're probably right that maybe we focus too much on something that we think that matters, like advancing in technology.
Yeah, like Britain had tea, and America's like, we're gonna make Gatorade, like just like a middle finger, like all your buildings are beautiful. Yeah, well, all ours is gonna be in the shape of a box.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna be so different from you guys.
I don't think it's just different. I think they're gonna be like, we're gonna be smarter.
Smarter about what we
But
do.
to be smarter, you can't do everything.
Yeah.
You can't be the smartest person in the world and the most like warm, loving person that everybody likes,
Mm-hmm.
and also the artist that can create whatever. You can't do everything.
Yeah, it's like having those beautiful buildings in Moscow. Obviously, they're beautiful and fun to look at. But like I said, there's people living in poverty like 10 minutes away, where it's like in America, you don't have that kind of poverty because we can throw up an apartment complex in like 6 months. It doesn't look good, but it's livable, right? You can afford it. You can live there. But, I mean, it's not going to be good.
Capitalism, that's the answer.
Yeah.
Even there's a John Adams series on HBO, and there's a part in there where he's talking to the French. Like he goes there as a U.S. ambassador, and
Sorry for him.
he didn't like it very much. He went there, and everybody there's like all stuck up, and they're like, "Oh, you don't know." Yeah, basically, and they're all partying, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's."
John, I was like, hey, yo.
There's a part in there where he basically says, I'm learning law so that my kids can live in a good country so that their kids can learn to make good art, basically.
Interesting.
Make good art?
I think, well, yeah, because basically they're making fun of him for not knowing what good art is or
Oh.
Yeah, he's like,
because all he does is study law. He's a lawyer.
He had a different priority.
He's like, I'm doing this so that my kids can work on this so that their kids can do things that are beautiful.
Yeah, French are doing it backwards. They're just doing art and sex first, and then worrying about money later.
No,
Yeah,
they
liberals.
They were built a longer time ago, so they're at that point. But then your whole world is art, and then you have a revolution, and people start chopping people's heads off.
History repeats itself. Is that what they say?
Yeah, or the pendulum always swings back.
Yeah.
I think that we need some more cool buildings.
Well, have we got to the art phase yet as Americans? America?
I hope not, because it's art below. Dude.
Yeah. When I was in New Hampshire last year and like Vermont and all that, dude. I saw all these houses, right? Like the colonial house, like the quintessential colonial house. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And like I had somebody with me who had lived in like kind of that area, and they're like, what are you talking about? This is like a normal house. And it's like, dude, you have no idea. If you go to Texas and you see like all these cookie cutter houses and you go and find this like old colonial with like pillars and stuff in the front, it's like, it's so cool looking.
I mean, it is insane, the houses we have here, the brick houses that are, and now, you know, developers are buying land, making all the lots be exactly, 50 feet with the 15 feet of backyard. And then the builders come in and they say, well, we have 4 designs for houses. And so we need to make sure they're evenly spaced throughout. Like all the designs are evenly placed throughout the neighborhood. So, this street will be these houses, this street. And it's just, but it's master planning, but it's just getting rid of all
they just
good
have
planning.
4 houses, 4 different color roofs, and 4 different color bricks, and then you can make like 600 different versions of the same house.
Oh,
but I'd much rather have that than have like 3 really cool, funny, funky looking houses that are super expensive that I can't afford.
Yeah, and be starving.
I think I think you can have both, dude.
No,
I just think
I don't think. I mean, like that's why people build their own homes. That's why they get rich, because they can get rich by having affordable housing at first, making their way up.
I don't know if you can have it as a culture, like the whole nation.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have a utopia.
Ooh.
I think people are going to fall.
I just think that we are. I think even for like when you do get the money and you do get the. I feel like right now people are still, even when they get out of the poverty level, are not trying to do anything that special. They're just getting the downtown apartment, 50th floor. It's still a box. They do some weird Beetlejuice art in their house where it's, y'all seen that movie?
Yeah.
They got that crappy art in their house whenever the people die and the new people move in. I just feel like people still aren't trying to do anything that cool, even when they do get past the poverty part. Well, and I think that's
probably because, like the cliche or whatever the word is for it, like the starving artist. Because we don't have any starving people. We need starving people to have artists.
Bingo, dude. Bring back the starving people. Then we'll get some cool stuff down.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. If you're starving, you're probably having some like crazy hallucinations from starvation. You're like, whoa.
They're just doing drugs. And
I need to make that.
Exhibit A.
Mushrooms.
The second you start running out of water in the desert, what do you see?
A mirage.
An oasis.
You start seeing things. You gotta have starving people.
But now we're just walking around in freaking the park. Hungry. I mean, opposite of hungry, Phil and Quench. And we're not seeing a mirage.
We're content.
We're content. So, how about get up and go do something?
How about y'all starve yourselves out there? Make some sick art.
Like we're doing.
Yeah.
At the Honest Honkies. This is the epitome of art.
We haven't eaten all day.
And for a long time, I thought I could say epitome, and it was a different word. So, that's where we're going to end.
Okay. This has been a long one, y'all.
Thanks for coming, JJ.
Appreciate it, JJ, for being on the pod again.
Silky
Appreciate
smooth.
you inviting.
Yep. We'll see y'all never. This is the last one.
Oh, I forgot about that.
This is our last episode.
Last honk out. Oh.